Hello from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This is Eric Anderson, Tournament Director for the U.S. National Kubb Championship. I'd like to welcome you to the 2012 live release of the team groups and the live draw of the teams that finished tied for 5th and 9th in 2011. We are live from a hot and humid downtown Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Kubb capital of North America, but inside a Lazy Monk tap room it is cool and comfortable. I'd like to welcome people from literally all over the world that are either watching this live or be watching it taped. For the 76 teams and over 250 players that signed up to play in the 6th annual tournament, we'd like to say thank you so much for signing up and making this tournament weekend part of your summer. We would also like to say thank you very much to all of our sponsors. We are really excited about the 2012 championship, and we hope that you are as well. At this time, PlanetKubb.com is hosting a live web chat where you can discuss and talk with other Kubbers from around the world while this draw is live. And I think you can do it online right here too. But you can go to PlanetKubb.com, click on Ask Planet Kubb, and then click on the pitch. And you can see the monk right there. Okay, so let's get it started with the live release of team groups. The team groups were randomly selected by my wife, mom, and stepdad a couple days ago. All teams were given a number based on their alphabetical order. So amateur hour was number 1, and you, me, and Dupree was number 76. The numbers were on folded pieces of paper, and as the numbers were drawn, they were placed in each group. So the first 3 numbers drawn were located in Group A, along with the 2011 national champion from Des Moines and Leavenworth, Kansas, Team Knockerheads. Teams that finished in the top 16 were not part of the draw. If 2 teams were drawn that were coming together or part of the same family and we had knowledge of that, then the second team was put back in the lottery and a new team was selected. This only happened twice. In some instances, later tonight, with the random draw of the tied for 5th and tied for 9th teams, they may be placed in a group with family and or a club member, and they will stay in that group. In addition, there were only 7 returning teams that finished tied for 9th, so we randomly eliminated a tied for 9th spot in the team groups. This random selection was number 6. All right, so I'd like to introduce a friend of mine. He came down. He's part of the team called Kubb. He has no idea where he's at, but he's going to help me draw things out in about maybe about 20 or 30 minutes, because what we're going to do first is we're going to go through the groups and show you what the groups are, and then we'll draw randomly the tied for 5th and 6th. Scott, can you come over and say hey to the world here?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so he's new to the Kubb scene, so look out for him this year. Kubboom is their name, and Kubb is their game. So I got really big plans for them in 2013. So they're gonna bring it. They're gonna bring it this year. So, anyways, okay, I got way off base here. I'm trying to do this very professionally, but it's tough. It's tough. Okay, so we're gonna start the draw off with Group A. Group A is led by the 2011 national champions, Team Knockerheads from Des Moines, Iowa, and Leavenworth, Kansas. Over the past year, this team has also won their hometown Des Moines Kubb Fall Classic. In addition, the team in Castare, Josh Feathers, won at the 2nd largest tournament in the U.S. in Rockford, Illinois. To mix up their team, Josh and Dwayne Ballmer went searching for a lefty, and they found one in fellow DMK member Grant Scott. It is hard to imagine this team is not the favorite to win again, as Feathers is one of the top, if not the top, in Castare in the U.S., and the 2012 championship will be his chance to lift the Best in Castare trophy. There could be some hope for challengers, as in Des Moines and Rockford, the opposing teams had king shots to end their days, and there was a non-semifinal appearance in Minneapolis. But Ballmer was not there for 2 of those. But when together, this team is a total combination of skills, strategy, and grind, and any team that is going to beat Team Knockerheads, 2 out of 3 will have to play their top game. Nobody in the U.S. wants to throw 8+ Kubbs back and forth with Feathers. We say good luck and pack a lunch. Team Knockerheads, 2011 champs, Des Moines, Iowa, Leavenworth, Kansas. So in Group A, you can go to usakubb.org right now and download your brackets if you want. I take it that all of you, I'd like to say all 522 that are viewing right now, but it's not quite that number this year, quite yet. Next year, you have your brackets. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the group that has in Group A. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down through Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, and Group E. And then from there, we'll go to the other quarter of that half, or that semifinal area, and start with Group F and work our way down. So, with that being said, the first team selected in this draw a couple days ago was the team Hurmordu, which actually means "How are you?" And it's from St. Paul, Minnesota, and it's actually a team from one of our great sponsors this year, the House Board Shop. So, the guy's actually Swedish, and so it's pretty cool. 6-person team out of St. Paul, Minnesota. The second team that was drawn in this group was Northwest Minnesota Kubb. So Ryan Colden and his crew are coming down from Thief River Falls, Minnesota, and they will be in the same bracket as Team Knockerheads in Hurmordu. The fourth team in this group is a team that consists of 2 players that played in the inaugural year of this way back in 2007, and that team is called Lumber Barons. Last year their team was Baby Got Backspin, and but Ryan and Trevor Peterson are coming back. They played as, I think, Lone Rangers way back in 2007 on that little grassy pitch. So group number 1, we have Team Knockerheads, Des Moines, Iowa, Leavenworth, Kansas. Hurmordu, St. Paul, Minnesota. Northwest Minnesota Kubb, Thief River Falls, Minnesota. And Lumber Barons, Eau Claire, Menominee, Wisconsin, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. We also have online, you can find the, I guess you call it the brackets, where we have everybody on there with depending on where you finish in your group, who you would play. So now we're going to move on to Group B. Group B, the winner of Group B, if everything plays out, will end up playing the winner of Group A. Again, if everything pairs out, we don't know, in the round of 16. So we have, in that group, we have a team that was tied for 9th. So that team will be picked in about a half an hour or so. The first team that was selected in that group was Blazin' Kubb out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, 3-player team, and they played a couple years. The second team that was picked in this group out of Appleton, Wisconsin, was Kubb Snipers. I think we know who Kubb Snipers are. They are the hottest team in America right now. They won the Minneapolis tournament. They showed up full force in Rockford and took the eventual champions to a 3rd game in Rockford. And then they just won the tournament in Madison, the Madison Midsommar tournament, and they beat the Ringers, who were the Ringers and myself, in a 3rd game there. This is the hottest team in America, and they are in Group B. The 4th team in that group, the 3rd team that was picked, was Cunning Stunts out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. Don't know much about this team, brand new team. They will be in this group. So in Group B, we have a team that was tied for 9th. We'll draw that a little bit later. Blazin' Kubb out of Eau Claire, Kubb Snipers, Appleton, and Cunning Stunts out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. Group C. So we're going to move down into this quarter. So we're moving down in this quarter here. In Group C, we have, and this group here has no teams that are tied for 5th or tied for 9th. Can everybody hear me still okay? We're on this together, man. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Say something. Tell me you can hear me. Group C, from Eau Claire and Marshfield, Wisconsin, we have Peach Kubler. The next team from Poinet, Wisconsin. You know what that is? Poinet, Wisconsin. We have Team Peterson. The 3rd team in Group C is Sons of Pitches, which is Eau Claire, Wisconsin, St. Paul, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the 4th team in this group, we have Cuba Libre out of Stacy, Minnesota. So in Group C, we have Peach Kubler, Team Pedersen, Sons of Pitches, and Cuba Libre. Don't know much about any of these teams, which is great, except for Sons of Pitches. They live in my neighborhood, which really doesn't matter, I guess, but they've been playing for about 3 years now, and they just love the game. So that's great. Group D. We have Group D. It's crazy here. I wasn't 100% prepared, so it's Group D. I was prepared. You kidding me? I got a chat in here that said, kind of breaking up. Who is the hottest team in America again? And this guy's wearing Kubb Sniper's shirt. The Big Red Machine is what I'm calling him here in Eau Claire. Yeah, it's Kubb Snipers, my friend. Fox Valley Kubb. You know it. I know it. The nation knows it. All right, Group D. Group D. Group D is going to have a tied for 9th team in it. We'll draw that again later tonight. We have the 3 teams that were drawn in Group D are originally out of Altoona, but now they want to claim Minneapolis as their what they're representing here is the Engineers. I believe there are some students out of the UM there. Originally out of Altoona, which is right next to Eau Claire. Los Cubacabras. Hope I said that right. Los Cubacabras. Out of Eau Claire, 3-person team. And the last team out of this group is the Cubras out of Altoona. We had a lot of Altoona teams this year sign up. It's pretty cool. It's right next to Eau Claire, just spreading like wildfire. So Group D, we have the Engineers, Los Cubacabras, and the Cubras. They are all in Group D. They'll be facing off in about 2.5 weeks. Group E. So this is a team that's going to be a group that's going to have a tied for 5th team in this group. In this group, we have Swedish Ice Kubbs. The story behind them is that the son took a Swedish class, actually from myself and my wife this winter, introduced him to Kubb. Now him and his mom and dad are playing Kubb, and they're going to be in the tournament together, so that's pretty cool. The blue-footed Kubbies. Don't know much about them, but when they called to ask questions, man, they were pretty fired up. So I'm excited to meet them, as I am everybody here. The last team in Group E right now, before we draw a little bit later for the tied for 5th, is Kubchuk's GJJ from Minneapolis. Kubchuk's GJJ, part of the Kubchuk's Nation, Kubb Nation, if you will. Kubchuk's United is split into two teams this year. We got Kubchuk's JJ and we got Kubchuk's IDP. This is Kubchuk's GJJ. So we have that. So Swedish Ice Kubbs, Altoona, Wisconsin. Blue-footed Kubbies, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Kubchuk's GJJ, Minneapolis, Minnesota. All right. So that's the top quarter, if you will. The top quarter has been set. You have it there all written down. What we're going to do now is we're going to introduce the team that finished 4th last year. And the team that finished 4th last year will be in the same half of the bracket as Team Knockerheads. Gives you something to work for. If you get top 4, you get the little story about you. We got a story for everybody that's tied for 9th and tied for 5th, though. We're going to close this place down. All right, you ready? Group F. Make sure I have this right. This group is led by 4th place finishers Ferocis Lignum, I think, from Duluth, Minnesota. Where do we start and where do we end? In Eau Claire, they have gone 2nd, 1st as a 3-person team. Did not play. Consolation semifinal, and then a 4th. Think about it. That is before and after the drill. and has been at 4 different parks. Not bad. And Keith Yanes has been part of all of them, and he never went to battle with the exact same team, although Ryan Whitney played 3 times. Keith and Ryan organized the Duluth tournament in 2008 and 2009 and were again part of the Big Four at the end of the last decade. Today, one cannot say anything except that they are still part of that picture. We don't know how much they have been practicing or how solid any part of their game will be, as they are one of the very few top teams that are not overly active in the Kubb internet world, which in a way is a little refreshing, right? Kind of, like that's coming from somebody that's just like going crazy. Right? Heck, we don't even know who their in-custody is. But one thing is for sure, when the spotlight is on in Eau Claire, there is no other team that feels as comfortable as Ferocious Lingnum, and nobody has an Eau Claire resume like Keith Yanes. Ferocious Lingnum, 2011, 4th place, Duluth, Minnesota. So they are the one team in Group F. The other teams that were randomly selected in Group F are, I gotta speed this up, man, it's 7:20. We gotta get going. So Ferocious Lingnum is Duluth, Minnesota, 3-player team. Group F is Skull, a 3-person team out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Maltberry Magic, a lot of you will know who they are from Chicago, Illinois. This might be their 5th year, actually, 4th or 5th year. Part of the Irene Sullivan crew, if you will. And then out of Des Moines, Iowa, Pitch Slap. So, Group F, Ferocious Lingnum, Skull, Maltberry Magic, Pitch Slap. Group G. Group G, we have a tied for 9th team. And then the 3 teams are Carl's in Charge out of Eau Claire and Hugo, Minnesota. The Farfars out of Cherry Valley in Rockford, Illinois. For those that don't know, it's my dad and stepdad. They play on the same team. That's pretty cool. Kubb unites people and creates peace on earth, right? And then out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Bork, Bark, Bark. Bark, Bark, Bark. Swedish chef. Bark, Bark, Bark. So, Group G, tied for 9th, 3rd. Carl's in Charge, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Hugo, Minnesota, the Farfars, and Bork, Bork, Bork. Pitch Slap, yeah. Group H. Group H. This is a group that doesn't have any top 16 team from last year in it. We have the team that I think maybe would have won the team t-shirt contest last year. No offense to anybody. We have Throwstorm out of Eau Claire, and then Brooklyn Park in Maple Grove, Minnesota. 4-person team. The Beers, Des Moines, Iowa. Red Cedar River Yacht Club. Let's talk about them a little bit after this group is done. And then Kubasota out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. So this group is Throwstorm, The Beers, Red Cedar River Yacht Club, and Kubasota. Red Cedar River Yacht Club, you can read about them in the 2012 edition of Kubb Nation magazine. They've been playing as a 3-person team since 2008 when we had it down at the Forest Street Park, down where the community gardens are at now in Eau Claire. And really fun article. We did a joint article with them, and then team Signal Galtan from Sweden, since they're a 6-person team that we met over there. And then, so we wanted to highlight a 3-person team here that plays in the national championship, since we were moving towards a 3-person team. And Red Cedar Yacht Club was that team. And I think if I remember right, one of the last comments, I forgot if it was Pan or Marty or who it was, but he said they're looking forward to playing against some 3-person teams finally. So that's a team that wins their group almost like every year. So I'm really excited. I was very curious to see where that team was going to fall within this bracket. So they've been playing as 3 for a long time. Okay, so Group I, we have a team that was tied for 9th. And at the same time, we have Kubbane, which is a team out of Eau Claire. It's actually a team, I think, of all 12-year-old kids, 4 girls and 2 boys. They've been practicing every day. They're their team captain, assistant captain, and everything. So actually live in the same neighborhood as we do, actually, itself. So that's pretty cool. Out of Toma, Wisconsin. They keep coming back. Toma Fury. And if you like Kubb, you'll love floorball. Check out floorball. Toma Fury. Michael, man, he does amazing stuff down there with floorball. Floorball capital of the Midwest, right there. Toma Fury. And from Des Moines, Iowa, I'm excited about this one, man. Chicks with Sticks. So we got Chicks with Sticks from Des Moines, Iowa coming up. 6-person team. You gotta be careful with that one. So we have Kubb, Toma Fury, and Chicks with Sticks coming. Group J. So this is the bottom group in the in this half of the bracket. We have tied for 5th. We have Amateur Hour out of Chippewa Falls. We have Pseudo Kubb out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And we have the Eau Claire team, Kubb Kitties. So we have Amateur Hour. They played in Madison a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. What an amazing tournament down in Madison. For those that were down there, man. Right on the lake, wind blowing, beautiful. Man, it's beautiful. Pseudo Kubb and Kubb Kitties. So there we have it. We have that half of the bracket. It's right there. It is 7:24. So they're gonna have to kick us out. We're gonna be here a while. They can't shut us down. They're not gonna shut us down. We're gonna go all night if we have to. Kubb Eau Claire. So, all right. So the next one, the next half of the bracket. If you haven't heard your name yet, you're gonna be maybe in this next half of the bracket. So this next half of the bracket, we're gonna start with the team that finished in 2nd last year, and that's in Group K. That's the Wolfpack. And Wolfpack's an interesting story, actually. So this is a great, kind of a neat, fun story and everything. So Group K. This group is headed by the 2011 runner-up, the Wolfpack from Schaefer and Rosemont, Minnesota. This team is a combination of Cuban Missile Crisis and Team McKee, without the dad from Team McKee. Both of these teams were part of the Big Four in the late part of the last decade and Kubb's early years. All of these players have medals and trophies from Eau Claire and just about every other tournament out there. Amazingly, this will be their 4th time playing together since last September. There's no other 3-person team that has seen as much live action as the Wolfpack. As their goal has been to raise the U.S. Championship trophy. They have struggled to get past the top 2-person teams in tournaments, but they have contested. All other teams are coming into the Wolfpack's den and will be competing in what has become a comfortable setting for the Wolfpack. 2 batons each. When this team gets hot, they get hot, and they can finish it quick. Joe Pendleton is their encastador. Against top teams, he'll have to find his top form, but not many people have thrown as many Kubbs and batons over the past 5 years as the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack, 2011 runner-up, Schaefer and Rosemont, Minnesota. How about those tournament T-shirts that Mary Tapton did? Are you kidding me? Somebody at work was telling me that I'm going off script here. I'm going off script. Somebody told me, they said, I forgot about the Olympics. I really did, because I forgot telling you about the Olympics. The Olympics, I totally forgot about them. I've been focusing on the U.S. Kubb Championship. And somebody at work said, that's very Olympic looking. And then when we were on the radio yesterday in the water cooler, which is awesome, man. They let Kubb come on the radio, right? Aaron told me, my friend Aaron Elwinger, he told me that logo, this is what the logo would be for the Olympics. You know how the Olympics always have like that just basic, simple logo, like somebody's skiing. Mary, let me just tell you something. If softball can be in the Olympics, Kubb can be in the Olympics. When this gets in the Olympics, this emblem, that baton hitting that king, that's gonna be that's the Olympic logo, man. Are you kidding me? It's perfect. How sweet is this? Give it up for Mary Tapkin and Des Moines Kubb. Next year we might be getting Des Moines Kubb to come up here for this draft, and maybe Minnesota Kubb, maybe Fox Valley Kubb, get everybody up here. Okay, we gotta speed up here. Okay, Group K. People are like, dude, Eric, am I in Group K? Am I in Group K? I was gonna wear a suit and tie. I was gonna be very official, very formal. That'd have been awesome. Dude, Eric's wearing a tie. You know, I wanted to be like the U.S. Open in golf or whatever. That's right, Mary. It's retro. Exactly, retro. It throws it back, and we already know it's gonna be next year. But I was just like, you know, I thought about it, and I was like, this is more like the X Games than it is like the U.S. Open in golf or tennis or whatever, right? So we went this way, right? Okay, Group K, Wolfpack, 2011 reigning runner-ups, not to mention a bunch of other stuff, right? In that group from the Windy City, the big city, Kubb. From Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Kuba Divers. And from Chippewa Falls in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Kubb DeGraw. I think this group actually might be a little tough. It might be a little bit of a tough group. Group L. We got tied for 19. And no offense to everybody, but probably one of my favorite teams, Lucky Lefse. Because Irene Sullivan is in that group. And if you guys know Irene Sullivan, it's 3 generations of her and her family that come every year. She missed 1 year. We're not going to be able to give her her 5-year button, I think, this year. It'll have to be next year. But an amazingly nice lady. They come every year. Great T-shirts, great attitude, great everything. And just it's great to see her and everybody every year. But Irene Sullivan with Lucky Lefse is amazing. Then out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, I Pity the Kubb. And then one team that I am very curious about is in this group, and that's Kubbalicious Maximus. And in Madison, there's a little monk. A little monk just went by. In Madison, they had me, Aaron, and Dave on the ropes. They had a king shot to win game 1. They got to move up in game 1, and we weren't playing bad. And they have a young Incastare that's been training with one of the Incastare from Coopsicles. And the kid's pretty good. He was hanging for about 5, 6, 7 Kubbs. And and they're traveling. They went to Madison. They're going to play here. They're going to come to Appleton. How about the Appleton tournament? Let's hear it for Appleton, huh? Clash of Kubb. Yeah. All right, so we got tied for 9th. They'll be coming up soon. Lucky Lefse, I Pity the Kubb, and Kubbalicious Maximus. Group M. Now this group here does not have a top 16 team in it. We have out of Winnicott, is that right? Winnicott and De Pere. I'm good at Illinois geography, but names, but Wisconsin I'm still struggling with. It's been 6 years. Kubb Destroyers. Yeah, Kubb Destroyers. Fox Valley Kubb, the Big Red Machine, as I'm calling them up here. The Big Red Machine is also in Group M, Group B, and Group M. Out of Fond du Lac, Shenanigans. That's going to be the battle of the lake. Kubb Noobs out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Kubler Elves, Madison, Wisconsin. Sherry, she's going to be getting her 5-year button this year, man. 5 years. She came the first year, and I forgot what year she missed, maybe 2008, coming up from Madison. Kubler Elves, man. It's always great to see the old-timers come back. Kubb Destroyers, Shenanigans, Kubb Noobs, Kubler Elves. Group N. We have Group N now. So we're Chad Bevers from, I think he's chatting in from Appleton right now, I would guess, I think. He just said we have a big surprise for the winners of the Clash. Paul and I are coming, and we got T-shirts. We got T-shirts this year. We haven't busted them out yet this year, so we're coming. So, although we know we got to bring it big time over in Appleton. All right, Group N. We got 3 Minneapolis teams here and 1 Eau Claire team. So, this would be pretty interesting. Group N. We have Kubchuk's IDP out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Group N, second team. I don't know how I didn't think of this, Scott. This is a cool name, right? Because I'm a big fan. John Kubb Mellencamp.
Ooh.
John Kubb Mellencamp. You gotta like that. John Kubb Mellencamp. From Minneapolis, Minnesota. These are all three-person teams. Then we have Settlers of Baton. That's a group with the whole peanut butter root beer snakes, if you will, the ferocious Lingnum, that group. Three-person team. And then out of the Chippewa Valley Kubb League, we have the Lining Kubbles here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So we have Kubchuk's IDP, John Kubb Mellencamp, Settlers of Baton, and Lining Kubbles. That could be an interesting group. That could be a real. Look for a team that finishes second out of that group to maybe make some noise in the round of 32 or something. I'm just saying. That's the analysis of me talking.
Something to watch for.
Something to watch for. As in Group B. Group B, that right now, I don't know who's going to be in Group B with that tied for 19, but right now that could be the group of death right now. So Group O, we have a team that's tied for 5th. Will be in there. And we have a couple new teams in this group, and we have a team that played last year as well. So in that group, Group O, we have all three Eau Claire, Wisconsin teams. You, me, and Dupree. You, me, and Dupree out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin was the first team selected in that group. The next team in that group is Nice Kubbs, and they played last year in the national championship out of Eau Claire. And the last team in Group O is Kaboom. Oh! Kaboom is in that group. So Kaboom is going to be playing in Group O against a team that finished tied for 5th. You, me, and Dupree, Nice Kubbs, and Kaboom. Before we get to the next quarter, a couple things on the chat here is that Chad Parsons out of Fox Valley Kubb. Fox Valley Kubb is representing big time here on this chat. Wait until you see the first place trophies. Got them today. They are BA. Lynn said, also from Fox Valley Kubb. Heck, her icon is FVK. FVK in Swedish is best ever. Dude, I'm gonna have to really practice for that one because we're coming for that. So that's the end of the third quarter, if you will. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about the fourth quarter, which includes the team that finished third in the nation last year, Kubbsicles, out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Did you know we're the Kubb capital of North America?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that. That's right.
I knew that.
Yeah, you know that. We all know that. All right. Hey, Des Moines, are you guys playing in the park right now? Are you guys playing at your out at that festival and everything? All right, so we're gonna do Group P right now. Group P, and these I like all teams. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying this just because it's an Eau Claire team. I'm saying this because it's a young team. A team of, like, for me, kids. Like, they could probably be my kids. They're kids. And they think of this as a sport. And not only do they think of it as a sport, but these kids are like athletes anyway. Like, big-time athletes anyway. And they look at Kubb as a sport. And I look at that opportunity as I'm like, that's awesome. I can't get enough of that. It doesn't matter where they're from, but if we can get more kids to think of this game as a sport, not that you can't play in your backyard and have a good time and those teams and everything like that, but if we can get more and more of these kids to think of it as a sport, then that's the goal. At least in my head. All right. Group P. This group is headed by the young Eau Claire team Kubbsicles. A year out of high school, athletes bring a fan base, speak Spanish during the day. Kubbsicles came out of nowhere in 2010 when they lost to Tad Kubler in the quarterfinals. This team has not traveled, so many teams don't know who they are. But when they had a rematch against Tad Kubb last year in the quarterfinals, the Kubb world woke up when they advanced to the semifinals and gave Team Knockerheads a run in the semifinals. Their in-Costa Rey, Mark Lazo, has upped his skills since the 2011 championship. In the past, grouping Kubbs was an issue in longer games. Not now. It seems there are no nerves on the baseline and they fire batons quick. They can roll off 8-meter shots with the best of them, which took them to the 2011 semifinals. A top 8 finish would give them 3 quarterfinal appearances in 3 years. If that happens, not many can say that. Kubbsicles, 2011, 3rd place, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. You want to say hi to the world, the monk? The monk's right here. Well, he's right here, but he's really like right there too. But you're okay. I just want to give a special thanks out to the Lazy Monk for letting us come down here to the tap room. If none of you have seen the logo that they put together as sponsorship, excited in promoting their sponsorship, it's awesome. The monk's having a beverage, he's holding the king in the other hand, and it's like, yeah. I'm like, heck yeah. That's awesome. So Group P is started off by the team that finished 3rd in the nation last year, Kubbsicles. 3-player team out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. If I'm not mistaken, I think they all go to college at different colleges around the state or something. Actually, I'm not mistaken. That's what they do. So, all right, Group P. I'm really excited about this next team. This next team is TKB, the Kubb Bureau. And Visit Eau Claire, our Convention and Visitors Bureau, over the past 5 years have been, oh, we got another Kaboomer right here. Yeah! Woo, Kaboom! Say hello to the world. You're on the world. Hey, world. Visit Eau Claire has been awesome. They've accepted Kubb, which not many places would do. Not only they've accepted it, they've embraced it, and they promote it. They've accepted it, embraced it, and now they're promoting it. And now they actually have their own team. And they signed up as a 6-person team, and I'm just like so fired up for that. And it's been awesome to work with everybody from Visit Eau Claire. I just love it. Never mind. It's a long story, but it's just awesome. The 3rd team in Group P is Bubonic Plague out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Group P, the 4th team is Kubrick's Rubes out of Altoona, Wisconsin. So we have Kubbsicles out of Eau Claire, the Kubb Bureau out of Eau Claire, Bubonic Plague, part of the Irene Sullivan crew out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the Kubrick's Rubes out of Altoona, Wisconsin. Group Q. I know all of you are waiting for that tied for 5th, tied for 9th stuff, so we're going to speed it up a little bit. Group Q. Tied for 9th team. And then we have Ice Kubbs out of Red Wing, Minnesota. Leckerall Originals, Minnetonka, Minnesota. And Woodchucks out of Stillwater, Minnesota. Ice Kubbs, Leckerall Originals, Woodchucks. If you're in the Leckerall Original group, you will be getting some Leckerall candies during your games. So just to be prepared, and he hands them out every year. It's awesome. Group R. We got tied for 9th. Before I talk to this group, behind this wall is Ambient Inks, and they're the ones that are sponsoring the t-shirt contest. Right behind this wall is Ambient Inks. They did these shirts. They did Mary Tapkin's creation. They did them all. Ambient Inks. It's the place to be right now in Eau Claire, man. They're doing. You know who they have a contract with? You've heard of the group Bon Iver out of Eau Claire? Yeah, they got a contract with them too. Group R. Tied for 9th. We got a team there that's going to be going. We got a team True Grit out of Eau Claire and St. Paul. Again, probably 2 blocks from each of us here. Scott, True Grit. We have a team. This is their 3rd or 4th year playing. Out of Eau Claire, a team called Show Us Your Kubbs. We have that team. And out of Holman, Wisconsin, I believe this is a new team, Kubbaholics. True Grit, Show Us Your Kubbs, Kubbaholics, Group R. So, if you haven't heard your team name yet, you're not one of the top 16, then you know where you're at, but we're going to go through them anyway. We have Group S. This is all the teams here in Group S. We have a team tied for 5th in this group. And we also have the Von Trapp Family Slingers out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have the Uwe Blob Dilemma. Yeah, the Uwe Blob Dilemma out of Chicago, Illinois. Actually, this team came up a couple years ago as well. They've been coming up out of Chicago. Any team that comes up south of Minnesota and south of Wisconsin, I'm so appreciative, man. It's a long drive, and it's summertime, traffic. It's not easy, but you're coming to the Kubb capital, so it's like you want to come, right? So, dude, we got 143 viewers right now. You see that? 143.
Oh,
holy cow!
We're getting up there.
We're getting up there.
Big ratings.
143.
Big ratings.
Minus the 3. Okay, so True Grit. Do you have John Wayne on your team? True Grit is going to be a scary team. It was Hurley Thump last year, and they're great. Okay, Group S, tied for 5th, 4th. The Von Trapp Family Slingers, the Uwe Blob Dilemma, and then the Norski Knockers. So that rounds out the draw here. What we'll be doing now is, if you can just give me like 30 seconds, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping right here, and then we're going to start drawing the teams that tied for 9th, and then we're going to make the teams that tied for 5th wait a little bit just after the teams tied for 9th. So we only got 15 minutes. So if you could just bear with me here, I want to, I should have had this up, I know. We're going to do that. What I want to do right now is get everything ready here. We have the teams that are tied for 5th right here. We have Tad Kubler, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Kubitz, which was default, Eau Claire. And we have Incubus, Des Moines, which was Kubbolutionaries. And we have Caspian Kings, which was Shakopee, Minnesota. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw, not these, but we're going to draw the blue ones. And then what we're going to do is, when we draw this, we'll draw the team name, and then what we'll do is we'll draw the number. And in your bracket at home, as you can see right now, each of them have, so in Group B there's a T91, right? So let's say we pull out this team right here, Dark Side of the Kubb, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. What we're going to do then is we're going to draw out these pink ones. And these pink ones will be the number where this team goes. And remember, number 6 is out. My friend Scott here and my friend Pat, hopefully they're going to be willing to help us out. However, before that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take a second here and thank our sponsors for this tournament. I'm serious. This year we tried to increase a lot of things for not only teams that's recreational, but we wanted to increase a lot of things for the teams that are coming here to give it a go. You know, if you know what I'm saying, just go all out. We have customized medals. Those weren't cheap. We painted the Kings. We've done a couple other things that are kind of not even these two guys know about. So without these sponsors, there's no way that we've been able to do all this. So our championship sponsors this year are Deborah Becker State Farm. Our office is downtown Eau Claire here. Ager House Association, which is a Nordic center here in town that promotes Nordic culture, those types of things. Swedish classes for kids, Norwegian classes for adults, rose modeling, painting, all those types of things. Old Time Games. Old Time Games is the official Kubb set of the U.S. National Kubb Championship. That's the only set that we play with here in Eau Claire for the U.S. National Kubb Championship. Visit Eau Claire, our Convention and Visitors Bureau. They've just, like I said before, just welcome Kubb everywhere. That's just, it's just great. I love it. I can't say anything better than them. That they're just awesome, right? Hallman Lindsay Paints. This was a huge surprise. I was so excited. I've been buying my paint there to paint my house. I have 2 little girls. Their closet is pink. Their room is orange. My closet's purple. My bedroom is blue. I got colors everywhere. I've been going there since day one. And I asked them if they'd be a sponsor for the tournament. I didn't know what to expect. They said yes. They're a championship sponsor. All the kings and corner pins are painted with Hallman Lindsay Paints. I love you, Hallman Lindsay. Festival Foods. They're donating all the food this year for Girls on the Run for concessions. It's awesome. Kubb Nation Magazine. I'm not going to talk much about Kubb Nation Magazine. Just go to wisconsinkubb.com, check it out. The House Board Shop, again, like, where did this come from? They contacted me. It's awesome. It's a place out of the Twin Cities. You go on their website. They got tons of outdoor gear. They got everything you want to imagine. If you're into skiing, if you're into summer stuff, whatever it is, the House Board Shop is awesome. The Big Cheese, 92.9 FM, the rock station here in town. They're helping me out a lot with marketing and promotions the week before the tournament to try to get a ton of new people out there just to check out the game, the sport, everything like that. It's awesome. They're like really taking care of us. The same with ESPN Radio 1150. They're part of the same radio station, and it's just awesome. I went and talked to them, and it's just great. I moved to Eau Claire like 6 years ago. I love Eau Claire. It's awesome. Our other sponsors our King sponsors are Ambient Inks, doing the team t-shirts, team t-shirt contest, Lazy Monk Brewing, the Firehouse. As you know, on Friday night and Saturday night, we're going to have a pre-Kubb and after-Kubb party at the Firehouse. Same as last year. Come on down. Let people know that you're down there for Kubb. And then Volume 1, I could go on and on about Volume 1. If it wasn't for Volume 1, Kubb wouldn't be what it is right now in Eau Claire. I love Volume 1, the local store. Go on there and get all your stuff, Kubb sets, everything right now. It's just awesome. Peter's Rentals, our Kubb sponsors, Peter Rentals. It's a rental place here in town and a property place here in town. You can go there if you're looking for apartments or property. 102.7 FM in Wise, and it's WIEC, and Wise Radio 96.3. We have 2 community radio stations here in town. Amazing. They promote Kubb beyond belief. I love it. It's awesome. Excel Energy, they're a Kubb sponsor this year. I believe they've been a sponsor for about 3 or 4 years. Awesome to work with them. Shields, Outdoor Gear Passion Sports is their trademark. We have a Shields here in town. You might have a Shields back in your area. Awesome place. Awesome. I love Shields, actually. It's just, my kids love to go to Shields and look at the minnows. Like, every time they go in there, they want to look at the little minnows. It's just, it's amazing. Scandinavian Import Store. This is year 5 for the Scandinavian Import Store. Small little shop downtown Eau Claire. Dawn is amazing. If you get a chance to go in there on Friday or Saturday just to say hi to Dawn, tell her you're a Kubber, that would be awesome. Dawn, I love Dawn Bergstrom. She's great. And the other 5-year sponsor actually that we've had, or 6-year, these are 6-year sponsors, is Just Local Food. And they're providing some food also for Girls on the Run for the tournament and everything. And so those are our sponsors this year. We actually have a brand new sponsor that came in today. Smiling Moose Deli, which is downtown, right across from the farmers market, and they're also a Kubb sponsor. Last minute, I'm going to put them up on the website later, probably tomorrow. They didn't make it on the shirt, they didn't make it in the poster, those types of things, but they wanted to be a part of it, and they really appreciate the types of things that are happening in Eau Claire. So I just love it. So with that, thank you, sponsors. Seriously, all the championship sponsors, the King sponsors, the Kubb sponsors. Without you guys, we'd just be playing in the park with people bringing their own sets and everything and handing out little blocks of wood like we did back in the old days. So this is awesome, man. Thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate it. So with that being said, we are going to move now to the release of the top 9 teams.
Had to be before I came home after Max's baseball game at 7:30, I think.
Am I still live? Can you hear me? So what we have here is we have a box. All right? We have a box.
Set the bag up and every night, 15, 20 minutes.
And what we've been on for 50 minutes. We only got 7 minutes. They're gonna have to wait. So right now we got the teams that finished tied for 9th last year. The Ringers. Dark Side of the Kubb. Kingpin, which was Learn 'em Sticks. I wasn't going to talk a lot about each of these teams. I'm just running out of time. The Mad Tossers, Madison. Kubb, Des Moines. Shove that down with suit and tie.
You need a custom tie with the Kubb on it.
Kubbs. We need somebody to make a Kubb tie. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, which was Batons of Justice. Sounds great. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Uber Kubbers. So we had one team that didn't make it. Actually, they're on the waiting list. It closes, and that's all we can do. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what we're going to do is these are all folded. None of them are cold. None of them are hot. Anything like that. A couple people asked me, hey, can you make sure, blah, blah. No. So they're all in here. These guys back here are not even thinking about it. And we have these right here. This is 1 through 9 or 1 through 8 without 6. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask Scott here to pull out one of these and just pull out one. He's not looking, and he can, hey, open it up for the world, man. Tell us what it is.
Out of River Falls, the Uber Kubbers.
Uber Kubbers, man. As you know, Paul, he's my playing partner when he's not playing the U.S. Championship, so that's pretty cool. So now the Uber Kubbers are going to be placed in a number, and we don't know what number it's going to be. It could be in Group B. It could be in Group R. We have no idea. You want to do the pink ones, buddy? You want to do the pink ones? Team Kaboom is helping out here, so that's great. This is awesome. So he's going to pick out a color, or he's going to pick out a number, and now Uber Kubbers out of River Falls, Paul and Onwin, both 5-year, 6 years. This will be their 6th year. They're going to be placed at that number. Things are going great. This is awesome. All right. What number is it, buddy?
Number 5.
Number 5. So we have T95, which is in Group L. We have Uber Kubbers. This will all be online tomorrow. I promise, not tonight, but tomorrow. You guys understand how that goes? Yeah? Yep. It's pretty easy. Okay, so now we're going to take the pink ones out. And we are going to put the remaining 6 in here. He's got a bag. Yeah, let's just keep them in there. All right, pink ones are going to go in the bag. Bam. Right, blue ones are right here. So I'm going to stir them up a little bit. All right, here we go. You got one there or 2? 1?
Hailing from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the Ringers.
The Ringers. Wow. That's what I'm talking about, the Ringers, man. So those that you don't know anything about the Ringers this year, Aaron and Dave, 2010 national champions from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. They're playing with Aaron's 8-year-old son, Cy, and rumor has it also with one of Cy's cousins that's 11. So that's the way that they're that's the way they're going to do it. Should have used 2 boxes. We got a box in the bag now. So where will the ringers be? That's the big question. That's the big question. Where will the ringers be?
Will be number 4.
Number four, the ringers. Number 4, 2010 U.S. National Coupe champions out of Eau Claire will be in Group I with Kubb, Toma Fury, and Chicks with Sticks. The ringers in 2010. Yep. So we'll put this one over here. Over there. We're going to need these pink ones later, though. Or a box in a bag. Yeah, Chad, I like your style. So, okay. We got the next one. Got 5 left here. Mix them up a little bit. We got a Des Moines team in here somewhere, don't we? All right, he's going without looking right now.
Out of Des Moines, Iowa. Kubb.
Whoa! So there you are, Des Moines. That's your team that was tied for 9th last year. I think they're going to be coming strong. Steve Feathers, he's a traveler, man. I think he's actually trying to maybe get to every tournament this year, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. Dobby's online. Jump the line and tag the blue, Eric. That's what we do. That's what we do. Kubb. So what group are they going to be in? What group are they going to be in? We got the bag here. Kubb, I'll be honest, Kubb up here has a reputation of a team that you don't want to play, right? They are a tough team. They're going to fight to the very end, and they're a really good team. And they know the strategy really well and everything. And that's the reputation up here. That's the way we think of it. All right, here we go. Scott, here we go. Kubb. Where's Kubb going?
Kubb is going to number 1.
Number 1. So Kubb is in the same bracket as Kubb Snipers, Blazing Kubb, and Cunning Stunts. We have
Is that officially the group of death?
Kubb. That right now, that is, I think, not knowing much about that team coming out of lacrosse, that's going to be a tough group. That's going to be a tough group. But I know Foxville Kubb is getting ready, aren't you? Yeah, you are. All right. Big Red Machine against DMK right there. Maybe it's going to be the first game. Who knows? All right. So now we got four left. All right. So let's make sure we're doing this right. Yep. Blue. It's time for blue. It's after 8, but we're not going home.
From Madison, Wisconsin, the Mad Tossers.
The Mad Tossers. Now here's a team that last year, I don't have my stuff with me. I do. Last year they finished 3rd in their group. Where Mad Tossers, if I'm not mistaken, come on, find it quick, Eric. Find it quick. The Mad Tossers. They were in a tough group last year. They finished 4th in their group last year behind Kubbelutionaries, Kingdom Kubbers, Uber Kubbers, and Mad Tossers. That group ended up having 2 teams in the top 9 and then 1 team in the top 5. That's tough. They finished 4th in their group and they made it to the top 9. Unbelievable. And organizer for the Madison tournament. That's the kind of kind of in-depth analysis you get here from us. So Mad Tossers. We got 4 left here, right? Mad Tossers. Where are the Mad Tossers going to go? Can you hear me, Aaron Berry? Team captain?
Number 8.
Number 8. Number 8. Mad Tossers. Out of Madison, Wisconsin. True Grit. Show us your Kubbs, Kubbaholics, and the Mad Tossers. We got 3 left. We're gonna try to pick up the pace here. Lynn says FVK. will take on anyone. Incubus hasn't been announced yet. Nope, they haven't been announced. We're going to do them next, the tied for 5th. Got 3 teams left here.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The batons of justice.
This team here finished in the top 4 2 years ago. Last year they took the guy that finished 4th with Keith on their team, and they made a comment when they registered that they made a comment when they registered that they're expecting to place again. So again, one of those incognito teams. We don't really know a whole lot about them in the outside of the Eau Claire, but I wouldn't want to play them to get into the final 8. Number 7, whew in Swedish. Number 7, we have the good, the B, and the ugly. So they're in the same quarter, if you will, as Koopsicles and the Mad Tossers, the good, the bad, the ugly, Ice Koobs, Lekkerau Originals, and Woodchucks. We got 2 teams left. We have the Dark Side of the Koob, and we have Kingpin. I don't know if Jason Larson's watching right now. All right, and we got 2 numbers left. The 2 numbers left are 2 and should be 3. Yep, 2 and 3. All right, so here we go. There it is. Whichever one's closest, just pick it.
Chaska, Minnesota, Des Moines, Iowa, the Kingpins.
Kingpins. Learn 'em Sticks was last year their team name. Now it's Kingpin. Finished 2nd in Des Moines, if I'm not mistaken. Would have won the T-shirt competition anywhere last year. Sick team T-shirts. And actually they said that that's like a junior high project compared to this year. So we got Kingpin. So it's going to be, what, 2 or 3, right, guys? Is that right?
Yeah.
2 or 3?
Is number 3.
Number 3 it is. Number 3, Kingpin is going to number 3. So number 3 is Kingpin. And they are out of Des Moines and Chaska, right? So if you don't mind, I'll just do the last ones. Eau Claire's Dark Side of the Koob will be going to number 2. So Dark Side of the Koob. So we have, just kind of a refresher, tied for 9th, number 1, which is in Group B, we have Kubb. In Group D, we have Dark Side of the Koob. Group G, we have Kingpin. Group I, we have the Ringers. Group L, we have Uber Kubers. Group Q, the good, the bad, the ugly. And Group R, the Mad Tossers. Now it's go time. Now we're going to determine pretty much if there's a quarterfinal of death that we know of. The thing that's great, I like about it, is that 2 years ago, Team Knockerheads, they finished tied for 9th. I think they won their group, if I'm not mistaken. But they finished tied for 9th.
Eric, you need a beverage?
Yeah, is that all right? Yeah, I'll take one. Yeah. Are they closing or?
Pat's going to investigate.
Okay, well,
for us.
investigate. They tied for 9th next year. Number 1. So who knows? I mean, there might be a team coming from even Eau Claire or Minneapolis or places that we think that we know all these teams, and they could show up, and you never know what might happen. So we have 1, 3, 4, and 2. Thank you. I've had a couple compliments here, and I just want to say Thank you so much. This is actually more fun than I thought, and I'm glad my friends came down. We're actually headed out to practice tomorrow night. If I'm not mistaken. I'm going to join you guys. I'm going to join these guys and get it on a little bit. So you guys have read the Kubb Nation, the Kubb Manifesto, the Drill Manifesto? Yeah. So they've read the Drill Manifesto. So
a lot of good information.
a lot of good information in there.
Now we just got to execute.
Now you just got to execute, right. So we got the 4. The 4 are going in the bag. The bag's going down here. And now I got to find the yellow ones. We have Kubbits, which was a unique split up this year. Default, as some of you may know, Default this year is bringing back just one player. Kubbits was an existing team. One of the guys from Default, the Inaugural, Scott, he's playing with Kubbits. This year the rule was if you had one player from your team last year, you can do that. In future years, what's going to happen is that you're going to have at least 2 people carry over for your team. So, perfect example here is Default, right? Default last year played Team Knockerheads in the quarterfinals. I think it was 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me, Team Knockerheads, if it was 2-0. But they got second the year before that, got tied for 5th. A lot of people thought maybe they were the 2nd or 3rd best team last year, that type of thing. Oh, thank you.
I'll get you a poster.
Okay, yep. I'm almost done. I got about 10 minutes. Great. So next year, if one of the brothers comes back from Default and they get a 3rd type of thing, they'll be a random team. So they won't get any sort of seeding or anything because you have to have at least 2 people back. I guess unless they take one of the players that are on their team this year or whatever. So hope that makes sense. Kastpinar Kings. Kastpinar are the throwing batons in Swedish. So we have them. Kubbits. Actually, the guy from Kubbits, he runs one of the radio stations out of his basement. That's pretty cool. Tad Krugler, who I think for a lot of people are one of the favorites this year. So they're in the box, man. And then we have Incubus, which was Kubvolutionaries. I respect their choice to change their team name, but I loved Kubvolutionaries, man. I just love Kubvolutionaries. It's probably one of my top 5 teams. My friend out in Montana that's been doing the trophies for the past years, when he played, his team name was the Kubistan Freedom Fighters. So Kubvolutionaries, I think, are like the part of the Kubistan Freedom Fighters. So my friend Ethan Stapp out in Helena, Montana, Ethan and Jenny. Hey, real quick, my friend in Sweden, Martin Persson, is working in the bakery right now. He gets up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I love you, man. I really do. He's a great guy. If he's watching right now in Sweden and he's making bread, I wish I was there making bread with you. Let's get this party started. This is what everybody is kind of waiting for the beginning part, tied for 9th. But these teams right here, these are some heavy hitters, right? Some heavy hitters. A couple of them came out of nowhere last year. Didn't really know who they were. But this year, we know who they are. And the thing is they're marked. These teams have something that other teams want, and that's Sunday status. These teams last year would have came back on Sunday. They're paired in a way that are away from the top 4 teams, and these 8 teams are right now sitting on Sunday. These 8 teams. The other 68 teams, they're trying to take it from them, and that's the fun thing. That's the real fun thing. Okay, so should we get this party started?
Let's do it.
There's people right now in Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, all over that are just sitting on their pants right now, man. They're just like, Eric, pull these numbers, and that's what we're going to do right now. Just to let you know, I signed up for a little bit extra special version of Ustream TV, so hopefully you don't have to sit through any commercials when this is going on. So if you're commercial free, we took care of you. We took care of you.
That's how we do it.
You ready? So pink is the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we do it in the Kubb capital.
Kubb capital. And we got yellow right here. So I'm gonna mix them up a little bit. With all reality, these guys are so new to the game. They don't really know who any of these teams are anyway, right? You guys don't know. So, no.
First year.
I know.
First year.
I've seen the Knockerheads on YouTube a lot.
Oh, did you hear that? Yeah, Knockerheads.
Shakopee, Minnesota. The Cospinar Kings.
Cospinar Kings. Where are you guys gonna go? We're about to find out. And this isn't my tournament. This isn't Eau Claire's tournament. This is Kubb Nation's tournament. This is all of us right now, man.
National champion.
It's a national championship. It's the People's Tournament. It's the People's Championship. People's Championship. All right. Here we are. Number two. I hear people around saying to themselves, I don't want to be number one. Number two, we have Cast Pinar Kings. This is like a third of our fantasy football league too, right? I mean, yeah, like the draft. All right, Cast Pinar Kings, number two. So that's the team that's in the same quarter as Ferocious Lignum, Kingpin, and the Ringers. Yeah, business is picking up, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right. So we're gonna take another team out of here. Caspianer Kings. Actually, I was gonna say a quick thing about them. I believe two of their players, if I'm not mistaken, right? Two of their players, they're the ones that finished second in Minneapolis in February at the Minnesota Kubb City of Lakes Lopet, and at least one of them for sure. I think both, and one of them is for sure. Tons of energy, man. And I was told today that the Inaugural is probably drilling nonstop, just every single day. Again, just that passion. It's a sport, man. Not that it's got to be a sport. It sounds like you guys. So, all right, here we go. I think the tap room is empty, so we got to speed this up. All right.
Weighing in at a combined 612 pounds out of Des Moines, Iowa. Incubus.
Incubus. That's what I'm talking about. Where are you going? Right now, Kubb is in. We had two Des Moines teams, and in that top quarter, are they going to end up? Is Incubus going to be the third Des Moines team? All three of them in that top quarter. This is, who knows? I don't know. This is amazing. And if it wasn't for Des Moines Kubb, we wouldn't really probably have the official rule book. We wouldn't have these things. These guys are just amazing down there. I tell them every second chance I get that this team, this club down in Des Moines, they've added so much to the sport and game. If you look at it as a game or a sport, either way, they've pushed me, they've pushed other people in good ways, in positive ways, no negatives whatsoever. And it's awesome. And I'm looking at DMK. And I'm looking forward to coming down to the meat grinder in September to give it another go. See if I can get back to the semifinals again. It's tough. All right. Where are you at? Where are you at, Incubus?
This is at number 4.
Number 4 for Incubus. That is in the same quarter as Koopsicles, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the mad tossers. Incubus. Out of Des Moines, Iowa. We got two. I hear dishes being washed over there. So, hey, real quick, can I show them your bracket?
Yeah.
This is a Kubb rookie. His first year. Look at this thing. He's writing everything down by hand. He's following it hardcore. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna
post this thing up next to my mirror. I look at it every morning.
So, know who's going down. All right. So,
Highlight them.
Check. All right. So we got two names left. We have Kubitz, which is a combination of Kubitz and Default, and we have Tad Kubler, who again is probably one of those teams that, in my opinion, nobody wants to play. But we'll talk about them when we pick them. Okay. So I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes, if you can, and just I'm going to sort this around a little bit.
Those are two pretty cool names.
Yeah, in Kubbis, I forgot how that came about, but there's a word for in something, and it's talking about like going crazy for something. So, Chris, if you could just type that in real quick, we could do that. So they took up. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Eyes are closed.
Formerly team default?
Yep.
Formerly team default.
Kubbits. So Kubbits is a combination of Kubbits and one player from default from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Scott Forster's been one of those guys that actually in 2010 he started going in that right front corner before anybody did. So we're gonna put that up there. So now we got two numbers left. We have Kubbits is either going to be in the group in the quarter with Team Knockerheads, or they're going to be in the group with Team Wolfpack. So they're going to be in the group with either the team that finished first in the nation last year and has what probably a lot considers the best encastador in the nation. Not that they would maybe have to play them on Saturday, but they would have to play them the first game on Sunday. And then the other team is Team Wolfpack, Team Wolfpack, as we said earlier, is that team that has been playing as three since last September. This will be their fourth tournament in the Battleground, in the Lions Den, as a three-person team. Kind of maybe sacrificing a little bit their success at other tournaments based on just trying to prep themselves and get themselves ready for the big show. Okay, so we got a 1 or a 4 in here. We got a 1, and we got a 3. 3, that's right, 3. 3 is in that's in that group. So we have a 1 and a 3. So I will close them up. Nobody can see it. Nobody can see it.
Oh, we got an emergency phone call.
We got an emergency phone call. All right, you ready?
I'm ready, man.
Nice job.
Moment of truth.
So this is Kubbits.
Kubbits?
This is for Kubbits.
T5-3.
3. T5-3. Kubbits. T5-3. Kubbits. I have one word right now, and that is, I have two words. Holy wow. We have Tad Kubler. We have a quarter of death. Period. Quarter of death. Tad Kubler right now in number 1. Tad Kubler.
I wanted to say that name all night.
Okay. Here we go. There you go.
Oh, you're gonna. Out of the land of lakes, Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Tad Kubler.
There you go. Do you want to do the number 2 or?
No.
Okay. All right. So we have in Group O, we have Kubbits. In Group O is Kubbits, Yumi and Dupree, Nice Kubs, and Kaboom. Kubbits is in your guys' group, actually. Kubbits is going down. That's an all Eau Claire group. Group O is all Eau Claire. Four Eau Claire teams in
They
Group
better
O.
not be up at the soccer field on Friday watching us practice.
Right, no, they're not going to be up there. And in Group A, there is no. They're closing up, but I just want to round it up this way right now. This is absolutely, in my opinion, the top quarter is. I'm very competitive, and I love being as far as I can get in a tournament. I love it, man. I'm an old man, and I love it. I'm just gonna say something. I would not want to be in the top quarter right now. This is insane. This is nuts. We have Team Knockerheads, the 2011 national champion. Not to mention that, but they've done damage everywhere they go. It seems like they leave
laid waste.
They have laid waste. They leave just carnage in their wake. In Group B, just below them, we have Kubb from Des Moines, who I told you about what our thought about Kubb is up here in Eau Claire. And in the same group, we have the best team that wasn't in the draw. And no disrespect to any other team, but probably right now, easily a top 8 team in the nation in Kubb snipers in the same group as Kubb. Blazing Kubb is decent. I'm just saying decent because I don't know a whole lot about them. They come every year type of thing. They play hard. They play their game. I don't know anything about this team out of lacrosse. That's Group B. That is tough. The winner of Group B, if everything works out, is going to play the winner of Group A in the Sweet 16 to go to Sunday. So, in my head, I obviously knew what this draw was going to be. And when we drew Kubb snipers in that group, and I knew that Team Knockerheads were going to play Kubb snipers possibly on Saturday to go to Sunday, I literally was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I'm going to pull up a chair and I'm just going to watch. These are two absolute 100% heavyweights in the American Kubb world right now. And that's the top half of that quarter. Both those teams have to get through to each other to win the quarter. Group D, dark side of the Kubb, that's one of these young teams in Eau Claire. I don't know a whole lot about them. I don't know a whole lot about some of these other teams in these groups. But at the bottom of this quarter, we have Tad Kubler. Eric and Anders in Des Moines, forgive me if my number is wrong, but beat Team Knockerheads in like maybe 15 minutes. They beat them quick. Unbelievable at 8 meters. Eric, Cole, and Anders are to be reckoned with. And to think that if everything works out, in the final 16, in this quarter, we have Team Knockerheads, Kubb snipers, no disrespect to Kubb. No disrespect to Kubb. We have Kubb in there as well, but one of those teams is going to have to win. Between one of those teams, Kubb snipers or Kubb, is going to end at the other end of the half of the bracket. And then you toss in a Tad Kubler in this whole thing. At 9 o'clock in the morning, if everything goes right, on Sunday morning, there is going to be a match that a lot of people were predicting was possibly quite easily the championship. First thing. Now, both these teams have to get through. Let's just be honest. We don't know who's going to show up. But this is amazing. This quarter, and none of these teams... You're showing up.
I'm showing up.
You're playing. You kidding me? Kaboom is in it. None of these teams back down from anybody. There's no, maybe I should lose my group and get to the other and have the bracket so I don't have to face a Tad Kubler or a Kubb snipers or a Kubb or Team Knockerheads. No. These are all big boys in the American Kubb world. This is insane. This is going to be intensity. And now for the next 2 weeks, these teams are going to be thinking this and knowing this. This is
eating, sleeping, and breathing it.
nonstop.
Going down.
We're about an hour and a half into this, and we still got a lot of viewers. I'm just going to say a couple more things. This top core of the bracket, I'm not going to stop thinking about it. This is absolutely amazing. Amazing. And all the other teams, what they're saying now is, quite honestly, I'm just saying if I was a team, if I was Team Wolfpack, if I was the Kubbsicles, if I was in Kubis, I'm like saying thank you, because these teams are saying, hey, in the semifinals, I'm only going to have to meet one of these teams. 2 of those teams are going to be gone, done. That's nuts. In the second quarter, Group F through J, and again, I'm not trying to disrespect any other teams that might be coming. I don't know everybody. People think, oh, I know all these teams. I don't know them. I don't even know all the Eau Claire teams. This team in Madison, Kubblicious Maximus, they showed up. I didn't know who they are. They had me on the ropes, and the national champs on the ropes. Ferocious Lingnum, Kingpin, the Ringers, Caspinner Kings. Last year, Caspinner Kings, if I'm not mistaken, beat the Ringers in the quarterfinals to advance to the semifinals. Kingpin, I'm actually pretty curious about Kingpin. And Ferocious Lingnum, like I said before, who knows, man? It's like these guys just show up and they just destroy people. I don't know what goes. But I think we can all agree. That first quarter is tougher than that second. If I was in that second quarter, I would be a little bit happier. I'm a competitor. I want to compete against the best. I really do. But I want to compete against them like towards the end of a tournament. Yeah. I don't want to compete against them in the Sweet 16. But
okay. I wonder what the line is in Vegas on this first quarter.
That's nuts.
On who's coming out of there.
That's just nuts. Like, I almost want to say that as a tournament organizer, I'm just being honest. This is not what you want to see. You want to see all these teams playing, but you know what? It's totally fair.
You can't set it up like that.
You can't set it up like that. Those days are.
Set it up
yep,
to where,
no, there's no setup.
These four teams
right.
will meet in the semis.
No, you just can't do that.
It's the luck of the draw, and you gotta play your way there.
You gotta play your way there, and I think for a lot of these teams, I'll be honest with you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Team Knockerheads, Kubb Snipers, Tad Kublers, Incubus, Wolfpack. If I don't say your name, I'm sorry, type of thing. But let's just be honest. You guys are practicing a little bit. You guys are aiming for the championship. And if you guys don't get the championship, if you lose to a top team in the final 8 or the final 4, whatever it is there really a difference between second and fourth? I mean, you're aiming at first. I don't know what I'm talking about, but okay, the third quarter we have Wolfpack.
Aim first, last.
If you ain't first, you're last. If we have Wolfpack, Uber Kubers, to be honest with you, I don't even know if Paul and I'm going to have their third yet. That's just kind of the way that they roll. I wish I could line up with them, actually, though I really love playing with Paul. That quarter didn't have a tied for 19 because we didn't have one. And then we have Kubitz with default, the Incastre for default. So it's one of those things where who knows what's going to happen. One of these teams could show up and just be, I'm just being honest, a dark horse team in this group. I don't know how much they're practicing at all. But since the first day they played, in the first tournament they played against myself and another teammate of mine, is the Lightning Kubels in Group N, and I think that's a team that could actually make some noise in this group. Again, I don't know how much they've been practicing, that type of thing, but in the past they played just a heated battle, if I'm not mistaken, in the round of 32 against Kubelutionaries last year. Like, I watched it, and like I had people asking me questions on rules, and I didn't want to go talk to them or answer their questions because we're losing a couple viewers here, so I'm gonna have to cut it short. But that match, 140,000. So, but that match had this intensity that was just like, I just wish that intensity was just amazing. So look out for that team. Obviously, I mentioned Kubblicious Maximus, a team that might be under somebody's radar just because their in-cost today was pretty good, and they're actually a pretty good team. So that group, that quarter, I don't really know what to expect. Kind of some serious unknowns just because some of these teams have combined, that type of thing, which makes you look at that first quarter again and say to yourself, are you kidding me? That's just insane. I don't think these are the best teams in the country right here. Somebody could argue successfully, it'd be hard to argue against that right now. There's not 3 better teams than Team Knockerheads, Kubb Snipers, and Tad Kubler, and they're all in the same quarter. I'm just being honest. The fourth quarter, we have Koopsicles. They finished third last year out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, the Mad Tossers, and then we have Incubus. After that, I'm looking through here right now, and again, I don't really know what to expect from some of these teams, because some of these teams are pretty new. And you know what? There could be a team that finishes second in their group in the other half of the bracket, and they get shot down to this half of the bracket, and they make some noise. You never know what can happen with that if a team, I'm just saying. Let's just say Team Knockerheads plays their first game. No offense, Josh, Dwayne, if you're watching. I'm not. No offense. Don't say anything. But I'm just saying that first game of the day on Saturday, maybe something happens. That team comes out hot, and you lose your group. Whatever. One of these top teams gets tossed down to that second tier, or the second half of the bracket, and then that just screws everything up. So with that, I could talk about this all night, guys. But I know Mr. Monk and Mrs. Monk are, and I told my wife she has to watch this when I get home. So it's been an hour and 30 minutes. So she's not going to be too. She said I'm not watching it. So with that being said, anything else I wanted to say was that real quick for those all 170,000 of you that are watching right now, that on Friday night, kind of organically created grassroots type of thing, was that there's going to be some Kubb friendlies out at the Eau Claire Soccer Park on Friday from 3 to 5, if I'm not mistaken. You can find that at Planet Kubb. And it's also on usakubb.org as well, but there's been discussion about that. The Firehouse pre-Kubb party, they open up 4. We're going to have a special guest at the Firehouse. You're not going to want to miss this. Trust me, it's a big special guest. On Saturday, come on out. Registration opens at 7 till 8:15. We're going to have a mandatory captain meeting at 8:30. From there, what we'll do is we'll introduce you to the 2 refs, Brad and Cameron. Go over some basic rules, hand out some 5-year buttons, some 6-year stickers. Do that. The 2012 U.S. Championship will start at I can't get over this top quarter. This is nuts. This is absolutely insane. This top quarter. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. The championship will start at 9 a.m. Playoffs will start at 1. I don't know what everybody thinks, but I'm anticipating the Constellation Championship, and hopefully we'll put them on center pitch number 1. Really build that up for this Constellation bracket. Do that for them. And that's, I'm thinking maybe about 5 or 6 maybe. At the end of the day, it will be around 6. Firehouse later that night. People go out to dinner, do those types of things. Sunday morning, the 8 teams that make it, Sunday morning will be 8 teams that make it. Quarter 1, quarter 1 is nuts. So Sunday morning, the practice pitches, we'll have practice pitches set up for all 8 teams. That will be set up at 7 a.m. At 8:30, we'll have the draw for each game to go on each of the 4 pitches. From there, you'll be able to practice on your pitches at that time for half an hour if you want, or you can still practice on your team pitches that are designated for you in the morning. And we'll start at 9 o'clock. The semifinals will only start after all the quarterfinals are done. So if the top 2 quarters finish and the other 2 quarters are waiting, those top 2 winners will wait. We'll start those semifinals at the same time. And then obviously the championship will start when it's all said and done. Did I hear Kingpin and Caspianer Kings are on the same group, same club? I don't think that's possible. You are in the same quarter, Jason. If you guys win out, let's just say you win out, you win all your games type of thing, then Kingpin would be playing Caspianer Kings on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So that's what happened. If everything wins out, let's not assume that there's not going to be teams that test you and things like that, but that's the way it is. So I'm a fan, man. I wish I could play, but I'm a fan as well. With that being said, thank you so much, all 172,000 of you that came out and watched, and my 2 friends here. Next year, my hope is to have some people come down here and interview, and maybe even make this like I don't know. We did this in an hour and a half. It went pretty quick. There's no reason why we can't. Hey, Mom. Hey, my mom is on. What's up? Hey, Mom. How you doing down in Rockford? There's no reason. Yeah, Jason. He said you just got off the baseball diamond and heard both names. Yep, you're right. So you're in the same quarter down there. Thank goodness neither of you are in the top quarter. Yeah, okay. Des Moines Kubb is coming up next year for live draw. That just came up. There's no reason. There's FVK, Foxville Kubb. I like saying it the Swedish way. FVK. Says win or lose, all Kubbers have fun. That's the great thing, and that's what we're promoting, is that if you're a new team, like my friend here, the Kaboom, and you're playing against, say, Team Knockerhead in the first game, Team Knockerhead is going to walk you through the game, the rules, those types of things. That's the kind of things that we try to promote, those types of things. So that's awesome.
Win or learn.
Yep, win or learn. Yep.
Win or learn.
Kubb unites people and creates peace on earth. But I was going to say, this is an hour and a half. There's no reason why people don't want this to last 3 hours. It could last. It could be 3 hours and people would watch it. This is fun. So let's all
make it interactive.
Yeah,
Take
interactive.
some live phone calls.
Can we
throw
do
them on the web?
Can we do it on Skype? Can we do it in person? Those types of things. It's awesome. So, anyways, it's 8:40. Lazy Monk Tap Room is closing down. Thank you everybody that watched. I really appreciate it. Don't forget the Farfars. They are coming to win from Rockville, Illinois. They're coming to win. That's right. So, okay, I'm done reading chats. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Kubb is awesome. I could actually sit here. Raise your hand if you want me to go home and sign on again and do another thing and just talk about these brackets. That's okay. Huck91 just said Kubb noobs are sleepers. Kubb noobs from Eau Claire to Minneapolis. They're in the same group with Kubb Destroyers, Shenanigans, and Kubler Elves. Hey, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys are gonna bring it, man. So I'll tell you what. My bedtime is usually now, but I'm gonna go home. I'll be home in about a half an hour, and we'll sign on again and see what's out there. Maybe. But thank you so much from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the Kubb capital of North America. Thank you so much for signing in and watching. I'd love to hear people's comments and suggestions for next year. I kind of have some ideas already. I like to be more interactive. Some of these top teams, interview them. Instead of me doing all this kind of like quasi-analysis, that type of thing, I'd like to have other people and do those types of things. So I think that would be awesome. So from the back quarters of the Lazy Monk Brewing LLC tap room, I'm Eric Anderson, the tournament director of the U.S. Kubb National Kubb Championship. And thank you so much. And again, thank you for everybody. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to all the volunteers. And thank you very much to the Lazy Monk Tap Room for hosting us here. I'm still going nuts about this first quarter. That is insane. So we'll talk to you soon. And if I don't talk to you before, we'll see you in Eau Claire, Wisconsin in 2 weeks and 1 day at the Firehouse. Don't forget, special guest at the Firehouse. You're not going to want to miss it. And thanks for all the positive comments and chatting and everything like that. It's been great. Des Moines just quoted that rumor has it we may have a bracket competition forming. Fill out your bracket. Closest wins a prize. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Let's do that, man. So I'm going to close it down. Thank you so much. This was a lot more fun than I was actually really nervous, and I think it maybe turned out pretty good. So we'll talk to you soon. And what's awesome is next year there's gonna be so many there's gonna be so many more teams that are like hungry and competitive and those types of things that it's like even in the round of 30, there's gonna be teams that don't even get ranked in the top 16 that you're gonna be like, dude, I don't want. There's gonna be like 7 or 8 of these Kubb snipers that, like this year, everybody was like, oh, I don't want the Kubb snipers in my group. That's what everybody was thinking. Let's be honest. All these people were thinking, I don't want to be in a group with Kubb snipers, right? Well, next year there's going to be even more of those Kubb snipers, and it's awesome, man. It's awesome. All right, from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, looking out the window here of the Lazy Monk tap room. Thank you so much for coming and being part of this, and we'll see you all in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and I will be posting these brackets soon, and probably tomorrow morning they'll be online with all the teams filled in and everything. So again, thank you so much. I don't even want to say goodbye. This is just awesome, and as we say, man, and if anybody from Sweden's watching right now, man, hej tjena. Jag hoppas att ni kan komma till USA och spela Kubb i framtiden. Det ska vara underbart om ett lag kommer och spelar här i USA. I said, hey, it would be awesome if a team could come here to the United States and play. It would be awesome if a team could come here and play. That would be awesome, man. We would love that. So anyways, take care. One last look at this shirt. I love it, man. This is awesome. And one last look at the back of the shirt and all the sponsors and everything. Again, this isn't Eau Claire's tournament. This isn't Eric Anderson's tournament, man. This is everybody's tournament. This is Kubb Nation's tournament. So, real quick, for those that are watching, I got an email from, I think, Scottsdale, Arizona, where Dobby is right now. Kubbs are filled in at pitch.planetkubb.com. So you can go there, and somebody must be scanning them. Somebody it doesn't take much to be more high tech than me, but somebody that's there. So check it out. That's where it's at. Talk about it, everything. This is awesome. I'll be honest. The World Championship isn't doing this. No, the German Championship and the Belgium Championship and Netherlands Championship, they're not doing this. We're doing it, man. All of us are doing it. This is great. So hopefully it's recorded, commercial free. We wanted to get commercial free for everybody. And with that, a goodbye. If anybody's coming in late, a hello. And thanks for everything. And we will see you Friday night at the Firehouse in downtown Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And I might be able to make it out to the Kubb Friendlies from 3 to 5. I'm not sure. If not, we'll see you Saturday morning at the 2012 U.S. National Kubb Championship. And Kubb unites people and creates peace on earth. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.